Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, November 26th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Recap. Check me out on the socials. Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. Do not forget to check out what just happened, our Survivor Series review. But let's get into the news. It looks like we might be getting a call up from NXT. The team of Los Lotharios, Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo, who were on the main roster, went back down to NXT, who made a name for themselves. So they may be called up to join Santos Escobar and start up this LWO faction warfare. Let's see what happens here. Darby Allin will be taking a sabbatical from AEW as he will be climbing Mount Everest. Because that's what Darby Allin does. Hopefully he'll be back in time, because I think he really should be Sting's last opponent. The Young Bucks have quit being the Elite, and it looks like BTE is officially done. We'll see. It has been a big part of the history of AEW and professional wrestling, and has some really good history there. WWE inks the contract of a former champion from the NWA, and that would be one Maddie Rinkowski. She's a former NWA Women's Champion. You remember her as well for her time working in AEW. NWA Power, as we reported before. So they didn't get a TV deal on the CW. They will be joining the CW on their app, but it looks like the first episodes are up. We have the complete grouping for the Continental Classic. We have the Blue League and the Gold League. In the Blue League, it will be Bryan Danielson, Andrade El Idolo, Brody, King Claudio Castagnoli, Dan Garcia, and Eddie Kingston. And in the Gold League, we have John Moxley, Swerve, Strickland, Roosh, Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, and Jay White. The tournament has already begun. I'm excited. Tony Khan has made it clear what Ronda Rousey's future is with Ring of Honor, and essentially AEW at the point, it was just the one-off with her teaming with Marina Shafir to take on Billy Starks and Athena. But me thinks that she might be Athena's opponent for final battle. Tony Khan is set to lose another star for an extended hiatus, as Shibata will be taking some time away. Just, recovering, relaxing, just trying to get himself together. Shibata has been great. He's just been great. And his comeback story has been amazing as well. If you haven't seen or haven't heard how it did freeze over, CM Punk has made his way back to the WWE, and there are some people that aren't happy. From what we heard, there are main event talents that are upset. There are numerous talents on the roster that are upset. Some are excited, some are curious. It elicited every single emotion. This will be an interesting situation to watch and be in the room of. And some feel like Triple H has lost trust with a lot of people. TNA offered CM Punk a substantial offer and was doing very good business, but he decided ultimately to go back to the WWE. On the injury side of things, Juice Robinson will be out for an undisclosed amount of time as he's dealing with an injury. He last competed on the November 1st episode of Dynamite. MJF suffered a hip injury at Full Gear. He's in a lot of pain, but he will be ready for the World's End pay-per-view. Mark Quinn is making his way back from injury. He's been out since last November, and it's time to get Private Party back together. He had a shoulder injury, and we'll see when he's coming back, but he should be back fairly soon. On Ring of Honor, a match was stopped due to a possible concussion, with Cole Carter taking on, who was he facing? He was teaming with Griff Garrison, taking on Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal, and he took a really bad hit on the head and the back of his neck. But it seems like he's doing okay. And lastly, on the injury side of things, Dante Martin is back. He's making his way back. He was on Collision. Top Flight now consisted of Darius, Dante Martin, and Action Andretti. It's going to be a team to watch out for. That is the news, and we shall be right back. All right. right, so on Monday Night Raw, we had the Survivor Series Go Home show. We open up with Drew McIntyre in the ring, spotlight on him, and he explains himself. He says essentially, Jay never apologized directly to him, never made amends, and Rhea promised him something. She promised him Jey Uso in a steel cage. He's not a part of the Judgment Day, and he's just doing this to get his hands on Jey Uso. He talks about how it's Jay and his family, but Clash at the Castle, his family was there, referring to Drew's family, and they got to see him get hurt and cheated. So yeah, don't you love it when heels make sense? Yeah, it was good stuff. Rhea tells Damian that they need to wait for Drew to decide who will fight in the Vantage match, and Drew later says that he wants to be the match, and Damian reluctantly agrees. Nia Jax defeated Raquel. Becky Lynch defeated Xia Li in a really, really good match. I wish Xia didn't lose clean here, and would have much rather preferred Becky to win by like cheating, or even there be a no contest, because Xia looked really, really, really good here. Johnny Gargano defeated Ludwig Kaiser after Vinci came out when he wasn't supposed to. Tegan Nox and Natalya defeated Katana, Chance, and Kaden Carter, Ivy Now, and Maxine Dupree in the way to become the number one contenders to the women's tag team title. This was a really, really fun match. The crowd was very much behind Ivy Now and Maxine Dupree, who looked really good as a new team. Gunther kept gaslighting Imperium, and then he went out to try and bully The Miz, but The Miz fought back and laid him out with a skull crusher finale. Shinsuke defeated Chad Gable, and in the main event, Drew McIntyre defeated Jey Uso to gain the man advantage for his team at War Games, and Cody announces that Randy Orton will be the 5th member for their team at War Games. Over on Dynamite, the Continental Classic begins. Swerve Strickland defeated Jay Lethal, earning 3 points. Wheeler Yuta challenged Shibata for the Pure Championship as he interrupted the backstage interview for Shibata, Hook, and Orange Cassidy. And both Orange Cassidy and Hook were going to make announcements, and Shibata was going to make announcements, and never got to make it. Samoa Joe wants his title match, and MJF reluctantly, first he initially refuses, and then Adam Cole's out there with them, like talks him up and gives us the match. So we will be getting Joe versus MJF at World's End. The Devil appeared briefly. Hook, Shibata, and Orange Cassidy defeated Jake Hager, Daddy Magic, and Cool Hand Inch. Adam Cole tells Roddy that they're not best friends anymore. Christian recruits Luchasaurus as Killswitch and Nick Wayne as the Prodigy. He then wants Killswitch, let me hard saying that, to give a concerto to Nick Wayne's mom, but he doesn't. So Adam Cole comes out, spears Nick Wayne, and gives him a concerto in front of his mom. Jay White defeated Roosh with a low blow, earning 3 points in the Continental Classic. We had clips of Big Bill and Ricky Starks attacking Jericho at the pay-per-view that just ended, which was Full Gear. Toni Storm accepts the Women's Championship. It was like her accepting Oscar. It was in black and white. She had a whole speech prepared, but she said she didn't have a speech prepared. It was really, really good. Mariah May came out and gave her flowers, and then Sky Blue comes out and stares Toni down. And then Sky Blue defeated Ruby Soho and Anna Jay in a triple threat match. Ruby got distracted with Cool Hand. And in the main event, Jon Moxley defeated Mark Briscoe in the Continental Classic, earning 3 points, and they showed each other respect. And after the match on Impact, it was just a recap show of their classic Thanksgiving moments with the Feast or Fired and the Turkey Bowl matches and all of that. Of course, the number one was the very, very first one with AJ Styles. Over on SmackDown, we had our Survivor Series Go Home show. This show was fairly standard. We had our standing opening promo. This time was with the War Games women with the faces. Becky challenges Bayley to a tag match, and no one really wants to team with Bayley, so Asuka volunteers. The Judgment Day retained the tag team championships over the Street Profits. Bobby Lashley was not happy. Grayson Waller effects. His guest was supposed to be Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens' music hits, and out comes Austin Theory, dressed like Kevin Owens, but then KO comes out, and LA Knight comes out, and we get a tag match. And, of course, LA Knight and KO defeated Theory and Waller. Bianca tells Becky that Charlotte is right, that they need to put their beef behind them for War Games. Carlito says he is ready for Santos Escobar, and he's going to support Ray. Well, As he wasn't fully ready because Santos injured Carlito, removing him from the match, and Dragon Lee steps up to face Santos at Survivor Series. Pretty Deadly defeated the Brawling Brutes after Ridge Holland walked out on Butch, and in the main event, Bayley and Asuka defeated Charlotte and Becky after some miscommunication between Charlotte and Becky. Rampage was live this past Saturday, and a lot of Rampages recently have been really good. This one was just average. So Hook defeated Rocky Romero, Chris Statlander defeated Diamante. Mercedes Martinez came out to help Diamante beat up Chris Statlander until Willow Nightingale made the save. This happens like every single women's match, and I'm very much sick and tired of it. Dan Garcia wants to prove that he's not a pushover. The Keenan won a squash match, and Wheeler Yuta defeated Katsuyori Shibata to win the Pure Championship over on Collision, which was also live. Claudio Castagnoli defeated Daniel Garcia, earning 3 points in the Continental Classic. Eddie Kingston hypes his classic match, which will be the main event. Killswitch won a squash, and then he sets up, he gets a spear and a concerto from Adam Copeland. He gets back up. So then he gets a curb stomp and another concerto, finally putting him down. That's the first time I've seen somebody get up from a concerto, but it builds up Killswitch as a monster. Copeland later challenges Christian for the TNT Championship. The match will go down in Montreal in a couple of weeks. Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews defeated Commander and Gravity. Action Andretti tells Darius Martin that it's been really good tagging with him, but something is missing. Julia Hart retained the TBS Championship against Lady Frost in the House Rules match, and Lady Frost chose no countouts. Powerhouse Hobbs isn't happy that Jericho don't make it to title shot. He's going to do something about it because he's big, he's black, and he's jacked. FTR defeated the Righteous in the House of Black, tossed them from the rafters. Darius Martin said something was missing. Well, apparently it was his brother, because Dante Martin is back. Ricky Starks and Big Bill talk their talk, hyping up that they are the best tag team in AEW. Keith Lee defeated Lee Moriarty in a nice little match, waiting for the blow off with Shane Taylor. And he cut a promo saying that he's going to come for everybody, just make a way. And in the main event, Brody King in an shocking upset, defeated Eddie Kingston, earning 3 points in the Continental Classic. Our matches of the week, a lot of them are from AEW. I'm sorry. From Raw, Becky Lynch versus Xia Li. I really, really enjoyed this match, and we need to keep pushing Xia. Yeah, I didn't like Xia losing the Lyra Valkyria the next night on NXT, though. From NXT, Noam Dar versus Chad Gable in a Heritage Cup match. Chad Gable was just that dude, yo. And from AEW side of things, Dynamite, Swerve, Strickland, actually all 3 of the Collision, the Continental Classic matches from Dynamite. Swerve Strickland versus Jay Lethal, Jay White versus Roos, and John Moxley versus Mark Briscoe. And the other match from Collision, Brody King versus Eddie Kingston, was also very, very good. A star of the week, gotta give it to the Viper Randy Orton making his long-awaited return. But that is our show. Thank you all for listening. Next episode, I don't know just yet, but we will figure it out. Come back later this week for the schedule. Don't forget to check out our socials on Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215. I am Jeremy Pierce. I will see you when I see you. Peace.